This is Indie Business Podcast, episode 75. Hello, and welcome to this episode of the Indie Business Podcast. I am your host, mentor, and coach, Donna Maria, the founder and CEO of Indie Business and the lead mentor at the Indie Business Incubator. My goal is to help you build a solid business foundation, increase your income, and use your business to create the life you love. In this episode, I interview Lisa Kennally of Wild Air Skincare in Centerbrook, Connecticut. Lisa makes spa products with ingredients inspired by the beauty and seasons of New England. Her brand is partially inspired by her experience as a child making cosmetics with her mom in their kitchen. Lisa discovered Indie Business through one of our websites featuring spa product recipes, and the rest is history. In this episode, Lisa and I discuss how she started her business, how she reaches spa buyers, and how she has pivoted her brand during COVID-19. You can get a summary for this episode at indiebusinessnetwork.com/75. And now, let's welcome Lisa Kennally of Wild Air Skincare in Centerbrook, Connecticut. Lisa Kennally from Wild Air Skincare. Welcome to Indie Business Podcast.
Well, thank you very much, Donna Maria. I appreciate you having me today. I'm so excited to talk to you.
So Lisa, as I look back over the course of my career here at the Indie Business Network, I remember you from years ago, and I think we go back quite a long way. So maybe if we could start by telling us a little bit about how we even connected in the first place years ago.
Sure. Well, first of all, I feel very fortunate that we connected because you have been kind of my mentor without even knowing it through almost 16 years. I started really doing some research as to how to make products, body scrubs, hand scrubs, lotions, and I was looking for recipes and formulas, and I came across a website called Make My Own Cosmetics. And I believe that was owned by you. And I found lots of recipes and resources, and you were connected there somehow. And I connected
Yes.
up with you, and I started listening to all your podcasts and your interviews, and it just really evolved from there. You've been a terrific resource all these years. I really
Well,
appreciate
thank
you.
you. I'm an honor. That's an honor. Like, you're really taking me back to that old website that I used to have. I don't own
No.
that domain name anymore. But yes, I think we had at least 1,000 recipes there, and it was a nice little community before there were social media outlets that allowed for community. So I was sort of trying to figure
Right.
out how to do it without all the technology I didn't even know I didn't have. So
I
I'm
know.
so
I don't even
glad.
think Facebook was a thing back then.
No, it wasn't. Twitter had none of
Yeah.
it had been founded.
Right.
It's when I look back on it, I'm like, how do we even do that? But I guess we were on the cutting edge, Lisa. That's what we were doing.
Yes, that's it. Exactly.
So bring us
Oh,
forward. You learned how to make your own products, and here we are, fast forward, or not so fast, all these years to
mhm.
Wild Air Skincare. Tell us a little bit of the story.
Yes. And so times certainly have changed in the last 16 years. But I started because I grew up making my own facials with my mom, and she was really into natural skincare. And, we would put our heads over a pot of steaming water and steam our faces and put egg whites on our faces as a mask. And I just, kind of learned the natural way to take care of our skin from her. But I had no idea in my teens that I would be in this business at all. I went out to college and I studied consumer affairs, and it was kind of a new, like a Ralph Nader type major back then, all about consumer awareness. And then I went on to sales in different industries, and I got married and had two boys, and I wanted something that I could do while I was home raising them. And, as I've always been a label reader, and I've always loved the spa industry too. And I figured, you know what, why don't I try and make something that I can do right in my kitchen and make it into a little business. And that's what I did. I was, on that website looking at recipes and formulas, and I ordered some, very small quantities of raw ingredients. And I just started from there and had a bunch of my friends come over, and we tested scents, and they gave me their feedback. And then I went to my local spa and tried to sell the products, and they took it in. And really, it's evolved over the years so much. But
Wow. What a great
that's like
story.
well, thank you. It's a
It
very
is
brief
because like,
story.
yeah, I know we can't cover the whole 16, but the highlights, obviously your mom. I mean, who knew that
Yes,
those egg white facial masks would one day be in spas, at
I know,
least
it's
inspired
crazy.
by that. So you said
Right.
something that was super interesting though. You mentioned that you kind of were looking for something to do at home. So
Hmm.
looking looking for something to do at home and starting a business are two very different things. So
Right.
you mentioned you took your products to a spa and they bought them. Like, is that when the light bulb came on in your head, or did it happen before that?
Well, I mean, I was very intentional. I really wanted to be in business for myself. My dad was an entrepreneur. He was in the packaging business, and I was working in sales for him a little bit, as much
Oh,
as
I
I
bet that
could.
background came in handy.
It did, and he's still around, and he gives me advice, and I call him all the time, and he's terrific.
Oh, that's
Um,
great.
yeah, very lucky. So yeah, I was very intentional that I knew I wanted it. I wanted something to be a business, and I
Okay.
really needed to just sort of figure it out. Figure out the packaging and the products, and really wanted to see if this is something I could make into a business.
And your
Um,
children were very young at the time. So, I mean,
they
I know
were
what that's like when I started my business. Mine were nursing. So, like,
right.
we've got so many parents out there today starting a business. Like, any words of wisdom for them?
Mm. Well, I mean,
What
just
was that?
do it.
That was the first response. Mm.
No, exactly. Words of wisdom. Well, I'm thinking about parents today, all the things that they have to deal with, in this day and
Mhm.
age with COVID and sending the kids back to school or not sending them back to school. And they're in very challenging times. I mean,
Mhm.
luckily my kids were in school. I could devote the time during the day.
Mm.
My husband did travel quite a bit at the time. So I had to pick up the slack as far as driving them after school to different activities. But I would say for parents, just, do start out small, do what you can, in the times that you have available, whether it's at night or early mornings or, fit in those times during the day. And just, don't take on too much at once. It really
That's
depends
super
on what
good
your goals
advice.
are.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what a great point to think about what it is you're actually trying to do. And that
right.
that you're right. That so helps you direct your daily activities. So when you walked
Yeah.
into the spa for the first time all those years ago with your
Hmm.
products, like what was your strategy? Like, did you literally just walk in? Did you make an appointment? Like, tell us what you did and kind of bring
Right.
us a little bit fast forward to how you do it today.
Yeah. So, I mean, honestly, I haven't changed my strategy all that much. It's funny, I think I picked up the phone, and it was a brand new spa that had opened up in the town next to mine. And it was a beautiful spa. And I picked up the phone and I called to see if I could, talk to the person in charge. And they pointed me to their public relations person who was helping them get started. And she was so sweet, and she allowed me to meet with her. And she looked at my packaging, she gave me suggestions, and she really kind of guided me through the process. And she directed me towards the owners, and we sat down and they took in the products. And that was, way back when I first started. And I was actually under a different name at that point. About 3 years ago, I decided to rebrand and change my name and the website and the packaging, kind of bring it up to date and really focus on the products. Since they're made here in New England, and this is where I grew up, I decided that the theme of my product line would be products inspired by the beauty and the seasons of New England. And so really, I started out just by picking up the phone, and she guided me along. And that's really the crux of getting new business, is just, either knocking on the door, emailing, old-fashioned sales, really.
Hmm.
And
How kind of her to help you,
I
to give you
know,
some feedback and to introduce you to the owners and everything. So Wild Air Skincare. Now we all know how beautiful
right.
New England is. So as I'm
Yes.
looking at your website, which I am right now, it's very lovely.
Hmm.
I
Thank
see
you.
that your product line is very tight and very
Hmm.
coordinated. So I know that must be intentional, as you mentioned before. You've always had a strategy. So tell us a little bit about the products and why
Hmm.
those particular products in your line aimed at spas. Like, why did you choose like sugar scrub and the ones that you did? Because you could have chosen a whole lot more than that. How did you narrow it down?
Right. Well, and I see that a lot with makers, because the scents that we have available are, I mean, you can have thousands of different product collections
But
with
we
all
want
the
to make
variant
everything. We
scents.
want to make it all.
Exactly. We're creative by nature, right?
Right, right.
So, and of course, everyone has an idea of what we should be making. So you really have to take that with a grain of salt too,
Hmm.
because people with all their best intentions are always saying, well, why don't you make this? And, and then before
It's
you
like
know
the
it,
girlfriend you go shopping with. Like
right.
she's telling you to buy all the things, and when you finally get back home, you spent like $1,000 and she spent nothing.
Oh,
It's
of
like she's
course,
got
right.
all the ideas for you.
Yes, with things that you don't even need. So
Exactly.
that, yeah. And so I decided really wanted to focus on products that would be used in spa treatments for nail and body care, or body treatments. So manicures, pedicures, and massages, and tie that into my retail line. So I have 7 core scents, and I limited those to spa-like scents, but also collections that I felt reflected an experience or a scent that inspired me here in New England. So, for instance, one of them is cranberry orange, and I actually visited a cranberry bog, and we have so many of them along the shores of Cape Cod. And I visited the cranberry bog, and put on these waders that they gave me, and got the history of how cranberries are harvested and grown. And so that was an inspiration for me. And it also ties into popular fall treatments. And then lemon verbena is inspired by a fantastic frozen lemonade company in Rhode Island that I grew up enjoying. And so the notes of that scent pick up, the refreshing
Hmm.
burst of lemon, and
Hmm.
tie back to that story.
Yeah, so
So
every,
each,
every first of all, let me just vote for the lemon verbena, okay?
oh, thank you.
I cannot tell you how much I love that scent. And you've even got chocolate too. So when you said experience, I thought when I go to
Right.
the spa and they tell me about this chocolate treatment, like you have the
Hmm.
experience just with the description. Like
Yes.
you don't even have to touch me and I already feel, chocolatized. But
Ooh.
I
Thank you.
love that you have body oil, you have lotion, you have
Hmm.
sugar scrub, and those are kind of the core, right?
And the body butters.
And the body butters, yeah.
Right.
And you have
Yes.
you have eucalyptus, and you have these scents that
Mm.
really, as you said, when you describe them, they do feel even more attractive than just describing the scent. Like when you tell the
Hmm.
story, it's like even more interesting than how it smells.
Right. Well, people, yeah, I think a story is so important when you are promoting a product, because, let's face it, there's a lot of competition out there, right? There are a lot of products. And so knowing a lot about each individual product before you buy it is important. So the ingredients and where the ingredients came from, and why that particular scent or those ingredients, it's so important.
And how important, Lisa, do you think relationships are in terms of, and we're talking specifically to spas. I want to talk about
Right.
retail in a bit, like direct to
Hmm.
consumer. But in terms of dealing with your wholesale customers who are mainly spas, how do
Yes.
you manage relationships with them in a way that produces repeat sales?
Yeah. It's It's everything, honestly. I've had the same customers, by the grace of God, for
Hmm.
so many years. And we really do have a mutual relationship. And I feel as though I provide flexibility. I work with them. This particular year has really kind of like confirmed that for me more than ever. As a vendor, a spa provider, I've had to kind of just sit back and be patient, not put pressure on my wholesale customers because, they were in tough shape. The spa industry was hit so hard, hotel tourism, and, they're just getting back on their feet very slowly. There's a pent up demand to go back to the spa,
I
but,
bet.
it's a slow progression.
I'm part of the
So,
pent up demand for sure.
yeah, me
Definitely,
too.
definitely am.
But
So as your business has maneuvered through COVID-19, have
mhm.
you picked up more consumer sales to kind of make up for some of the slack from the wholesale buyers?
It hasn't made up for it, but I have picked up some. And I did launch two new products, which I'm just starting now to promote.
Oh, tell us
So,
about them.
yeah, it's just two new scents, lavender, which is
Uh-huh.
so, there's nothing revolutionary about lavender, right? I mean, it's been around for so many years, but it's one of those scents that has been in demand for a long time. A lot of my customers have said, "Oh, can you do lavender?" And I've always shied away from it for some
Mm-hmm.
reason.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just because I thought, well, I don't know, how is that related to New England? But
Mm-hmm.
locally, we have this gorgeous, gorgeous lavender farm, and it's only about maybe 10 minutes from me. And when I visited it, I thought, this is it. I have got to just finally put lavender in the collection. And I was just inspired by the beauty of all their different lavender varieties. So I did a lavender body scrub and a body butter to
Mm-hmm.
start off with. And so
Well,
those
that's
are,
great.
yeah, two new products on the
Well,
website.
and what's interesting about what you just said is, obviously everybody knows what lavender is. We've all known about lavender forever and a million years in the spas, of
Right.
course. But what you just said was that you really weren't inspired until you actually experienced like a farm where you could go and sit amongst the lavender fields and enjoy them in a whole different way. And so now you have more of a story
Yes,
around the
exactly.
lavender, right? It's not just
Right.
lavender, lavender, blah, blah, blah. It's lavender and that
Yeah,
farm that's in New England, 10 minutes away. And
that's right.
now you can visit anytime you want. And now your products are reminiscent of that experience, and you can put that in a bottle for your customers.
Yes, absolutely. Yep. And I even bought two of their plants and they're thriving. And
Oh, how
so,
nice.
yeah.
Oh, and
So,
how kind of you too to send us a jar of your lavender body scrub for one of our listeners to win. We'll talk about that in a little
ooh,
bit, how you can win, everyone. So, and by the way, it smells so good and it feels so good. The texture of Wild Air skincare scrubs are amazing.
oh,
So
thank you
thank you
very
so much
much.
for sending that. So let's talk then a little bit about how you were able, or how you are
Mm,
boosting those retail sales. Like what sorts of things are you doing to
mhm,
make that little adjustment?
right. Well, that's a good question. So I did start, I only launched it maybe 2 weeks ago, and I did an email blast to my customers. And that's all I've done right now. But I am going to be doing some Facebook and Instagram ads, which I
Oh,
really
good.
haven't. Yeah, and hopefully it'll work out well. I know that there's kind of an art to doing the right kind of
Yeah.
advertising.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but that's my plan, really just to
So
promote it that way.
So when you sent the email out, did you send it to everyone? Like, do you segment your list like to send to your spas in,
Mhm.
one sort of email and to your retail buyers like me in another sort of email? Do you split it up that way, or did you just send that email to everyone?
I did split it up. There was a little bit of crossover, but I did split
Hmm.
it. And that's
Well,
actually
I
a
would
new thing for
imagine
me.
some of those spa owners want to buy stuff for themselves too. So,
Right.
for gifts and things.
Yeah. But I decided that I'm going to do some quarterly or maybe monthly, different kinds of emails for my spa clients,
That's
geared
great.
more towards wholesale issues and
Yeah.
seasonal changes and things like that.
Now, I
Um,
think a couple weeks ago, Lisa, I saw an interview on Facebook Live with you, and you were interviewing your spa clients, right?
I did, yes.
Yeah,
During the
tell us
shut,
a little bit about that.
Sure. So during the shutdown, I wanted to shift my focus a little bit, and I've always been interested in really doing an interview series with spa professionals. Um, I would love right now to go into a spa and do like a video, tour, but that wasn't possible. So I had to, I reached out to a few of my clients, and I wanted to give them the opportunity to talk about tips that they can give to people who couldn't get their facials or their massages, and just share their expertise. And so that's what I did. So I interviewed a massage therapist from the Spruce Peak Spa up in Stowe, Vermont, and she gave some beautiful tips, really how to take care of your body during the
Hmm.
shutdown. And
Lisa, I think that's an amazing, fun thing to do. And of course, when you can go back and visit, even more fun. But
yes.
I think it's a great way to market your business too.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it did drive some traffic to the website, which was kind of
Well,
exciting
then
to see.
there's a clue right there.
That's
Um,
right.
because here's what I've always believed, and like your thoughts on this too, because I kind of feel like we have a synergy of belief
Mhm.
in terms of this, is that like we have products and they're great, or we have services and they're great, but we really have to shine the spotlight on our customers and our clients.
Right.
Like we have to make their experience amazing. And
Yes.
for you to be in a position where you can so easily, with pretty much no financial investment, I mean, you need a Wi-Fi
Hmm.
connection and a computer, but
Right.
you already have that, that you can go on Facebook and invite them to come and share their tips, which is also sharing their business, right? It's
Right.
driving traffic to them and to you.
Hmm.
And it's showcasing both of you as experts in your fields, which makes other spas feel more comfortable, and they're going to want to be on the show. Can I call it a show?
Yeah.
Like, are they going to want to be on the
Sure.
show too?
Right.
The Wild Air Spa Show. I mean,
Oh, that's a great label. A great
why
title.
not?
Oh, yeah, it
Because,
was a lot of
because,
fun.
yeah,
It was a
because
lot of fun.
marketing today, and to ask you more questions about how you market. I mean, you said you have an email newsletter, you've recently
Right.
started the videos. Is that something that you're
Hmm.
going to continue? Are you finding the spa owners probably have a teensy bit more time than they usually do to do marketing like that?
Well, I know. And I did a bunch, and then I kind of didn't do any for a little bit. I started getting a little bit busier. I got some orders, and that took up my time. And I
Hmm.
also wanted to be cognizant of the spa directors. They were in a position, or are in a position, of gearing up to open back up. And for them, that requires a lot, a lot of their time. And I don't know, I kind of put a pause on that, but I think I will pick that back up and do an interview, here and there.
Hmm.
And really
Hmm.
what I loved, I did a tour, we did a Zoom conference with the owner of the Woodhouse Day Spa down in Charleston, South
Hmm.
Carolina. And
Hmm.
she took us on a physical tour of the spa.
Oh,
And
wow.
I love that.
Well,
So,
you can probably find other spa owners
mhm,
who will make that investment. I mean, not all of them
yeah,
will, but I think some of them who you might be able to see are really a little bit more savvy on social media. Maybe they do their own videos already. They
yes,
would be perfect because you can see that they already understand that the investment of time is a significant um,
right.
positive for them. So I enjoyed
Yeah.
those. I would love to see
Well,
more, but I
good.
do know it is additional work. But I'm so excited to hear
Okay.
that it was driving traffic. It was driving sales. So
Yes,
that's obviously a reason to think about doing it when you can. Obviously, when
that's
you
right.
can. Yeah.
Brand
So,
awareness, really.
yeah. Well, no,
Yeah.
not just that. You said you got sales.
I did get some
Like,
sales. Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
So it's more than that. It's both.
Right.
And we
Right.
can combine both together. What a bonus, right?
Absolutely. Always. So yeah.
So in terms of reaching your retail customers, you
Mm-hmm.
have a newsletter, as you mentioned. What are some of
Right.
your other ideas for in addition to the show that we're going to watch again, because I know we're going to see more of those coming
Okay.
up here.
That's
What are
right.
some of the other things that you do or that you would recommend that other people do to showcase their products and develop
Uh,
these types of, sales streams?
right. Well, I actually was on your indie show back in, when was that? March or
Ah, we
April?
did the Artisan Made
Yeah,
show. That was so much fun. You did
that
such a
was.
great job. We're going to
Well,
link
thank
that in the
you.
show notes too, because you did an amazing job. And let me tell you what was so awesome about what you did, among other things. First of all, you
Mm-hmm.
talked about New England. Like you took us to New England. We wanted to
Mm-hmm.
go to every spa in New England and we wanted to use your products while we were there. But you
Oh.
did it so naturally. But here's one of the things I really loved. You took the lid off of one of your body butters and you showed us how to use it. Like you showed
Yes.
us, here's how much you need, here's how to put it on, there's a certain way to do it. You put your hand up
Mm-hmm.
to the camera so we could see how it looked and it didn't run down the side of your hand. I mean, I think so many times we get so excited about saying, what's a body butter? Like, who doesn't know what that is?
Right.
But we really love to be taught and educated by the person who made it.
Oh, that's great. Well, that's a good reminder for me too, because thank you for those compliments, by the way. It was a good fun show. I take that for granted. I always think, oh, everybody knows how to use a lotion or a scrub or a body butter. But then I get reminded that that's not necessarily the case, and people do have questions and they want to know where and how to use certain products. I
Mhm.
need to go on Facebook more, actually, or Instagram. It's always a reminder whenever I
Oh
know
my
that's something that you
gosh.
always say, but
Well,
I've got to get
it's
on there and do it.
it is, I think we all do, but it is a challenge. Like
Mm,
even for people who enjoy doing it, it is a challenge. You have to be ready. You can't just go on and start
mm,
blubbering about whatever you want. You
right.
have to organize your thoughts, and that takes some time.
Yeah.
But the payoff is obviously that if you do it consistently or fairly consistently as you can, it always
Hmm.
leads to sales. It just always does.
Yeah. That's good. Well, and that's the problem, the consistency. So I
Well,
just,
yeah.
I have to
well,
put a big plan in place. That's what I need to do and stick with it.
but I'm looking at this body scrub, so there's a whole lot of consistency in these products. Let me just tell you.
Well, thank you.
It is a challenge though to make sure that we maximize the use of technology. But Lisa, you have
Right.
always been so, I don't know, is the word methodical? Like you've
Hmm.
been very measured. Like
Mm-hmm.
you'd never get really excited about anything. It's just like, okay, I'll give that a try. And
Oh,
that's refreshing because so often I think, we feel like we're little bunny rabbits running around
right.
trying to do everything and do
I
all the
know.
things. But like, how do you organize your days? Like, do you
Hmm.
use a planner? What do you do to organize your manufacturing systems, your marketing systems? What are some of the things that
Hmm.
you do that you can share with others that work for you?
Yeah. Well, mostly, I always know what I have in production, and I have these whiteboards in my office, and I put down every order, every product that I have to make for that particular day or week. And I've got like an old-fashioned marker for the whiteboard, and I just check off when things are done, or I erase it. And that kind of keeps me focused, and it keeps me motivated to know that that list is getting done. And the shipments are getting out, and it can be very overwhelming, all the different things that you have to do. I'm probably not the greatest as far as systems go, but that's one thing that has been working for me lately. um,
And does it
and
help that you have a product line that is so well defined? I would imagine that helps immensely.
right, it really does. It does. Yeah, I mean, I would love to just make one product, honestly, with one fragrance, and then I could just be doing that all day long. And just from a production standpoint, it would be so much easier, but that's just not the way it works. So I do have to limit, my product offerings. And it has worked out really well, especially on the back end, where,
Mm-hmm.
with the spas in particular.
Mm-hmm.
There, I haven't gone into the facial lines.
Mm-hmm.
I figured that's like a whole other world. And you could go crazy with the amount of products that are needed for that. So this works for me. And as far as the marketing systems go, that I need a lot of improvement on. I'm not
Well,
perfect at
we
everything,
all
that's for sure.
we all live and we learn and we experiment with new things, and I think that that's one of the things that is so wonderful is that um, it's constantly changing. The landscape of all this
Right.
marketing is constantly changing. Like it's we can't get stagnant in it.
No.
And so we always have to continue to be learning. And it
Yeah.
sounds to me like you're doing that. I mean, you just started doing this
Okay.
video, and you have some other things that are coming down the pike. I love that you visited, the spa and did, like a little video tour. That's such a
Mm-hmm.
wonderful thing.
Well,
So,
thank you.
so you are married, and I know your sons are older now, but like,
Right.
tell us a little bit about entrepreneurship and how it affects
Mm-hmm.
the family, and what does your husband think of all this? Like it was egg on your face, and now it's like all these, it's a
I
business. Like you
know.
run it from home. How does that
Well,
dynamic
I
work?
don't run it from home anymore. That's probably the
Oh, you
bigger.
don't. You moved. When did you
No,
move out of? You ran
I
it from your
think
home for years, right?
for years. Yep. And then about I think it was 4 or 5 years ago,
Uh-huh.
we wanted to put our house on the market. The
Okay.
kids, were out of the house,
Right.
and we wanted to scale down, and
Right.
and,
You couldn't
and
have the real estate people bringing people stepping in body
uh,
butter.
no, exactly. And my products and shipping and all these things were just everywhere, and it was time. So I found a little space about 15 minutes away from me in this beautiful town of Essex, which is right on the Connecticut River.
How
And
exciting.
yeah, and it was just this little space in the middle of this building that had residents upstairs and small businesses downstairs. And that was my first foray really into manufacturing outside of my home. And then 3 years ago, I moved down the street with the same landlord, and he was renovating this building and created a space for me, which has worked
Oh,
out pretty well.
wow.
Yeah,
So
I like that.
you worked and made from home
Right.
for essentially the first decade, a
Mm.
little bit over that, and then you
Yes.
moved to one space, sort of
Hmm.
forced out by personal circumstances,
Hmm.
and now you're in another one. That is so exciting. So,
Thank you.
so before you moved out, though, like take us back a little bit to what it was like
Okay.
to run a business. Like, did your husband, or does he help you in
Hmm.
any way? I mean, I'm sure he's supportive, but does he help in the business, or is it like totally, hun, this is my thing, this is what I do, and is
Right.
he involved in any way? How does that work
He
out?
well, he's not. I mean, he has his own career, his own job and everything. He's in the publishing industry. So the only times I really asked him to help me is when we need, when I have to move things around. I mean, he's very willing to jump in and help. There have been a few times when I've been a little bit overwhelmed and I've needed his help at night, just getting an order ready. If it's been a little, a large order, and I'm under a time crunch, he's jumped in and pitched in. And
Oh,
I
that's
really,
nice.
yeah, he's very supportive. My
That's
whole
great.
family is really,
That's
yeah.
great.
I've been
That's
very
really
fortunate.
nice.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's funny. I've heard all these people say, "Well, I get negative vibes from people. You can't do this, you can't do that." I've never really had that,
Hmm.
honestly.
Hmm.
I've just been very fortunate. People have been very supportive and encouraging, and
And
I
so,
hope I'm that way with others too. Because why not?
well, I
Why
see
not be?
that. I see you being that way with other people, in our
Well,
Facebook
thanks.
group and so forth. You're very supportive and very knowledgeable. Um,
Well, thanks.
and I'm so excited to get this opportunity to talk with you so you can share more. We need to hear from you more, Lisa. Let me just tell you.
You're so sweet.
Well, it's true. Like, I mean, you know so much, and you're kind of quiet, which is cool.
Hmm.
But like, I'm like, no, I'm gonna get her. She's gonna talk. She's gonna
Oh,
share
okay.
some of these
I can
nuggets of
talk.
wisdom. So
Sure.
like, listen. So retail space,
Mm.
what was it like to negotiate with that? Did you negotiate? Like, was it scary? Ah. Do you have employees
Yes.
that come there and work with you? How do you
Right.
manage that sort of thing with a retail space? And do you have any employees?
Okay. So, well, it's not retail. So I don't have any retail hours or
I
anything
didn't
like
mean
that.
retail. I didn't mean
Oh,
that.
okay.
I
Okay. You
meant the
meant manufacturing.
manufacturing space, like the studio
Yeah,
space you have.
sure. It was scary. I can't believe I waited that long, honestly. I mean, I really should have taken the leap a little bit earlier. But that was probably one of the scariest things I've ever done, because now I have a little bit of rent over my head. And it was very scary. I had the contract looked over by an attorney.
Hmm.
But I was very fortunate. The landlord that I have is a great guy,
Hmm.
super nice to work with. So it's really worked out. I would say to anybody who's thinking about moving out of their home to manufacture, just find a great space, at a
Hmm.
decent price. Shop around for as long as it takes to get what you want, and just go for it. And you make it work somehow. That
Yeah.
you have that rent to pay, so
Hmm.
you're gonna hustle. And that's
Yeah,
what it takes.
that's so true. Like the landlord is not going to say, that's
Mm-mm.
okay. It was a slow month. Don't worry about it. Um,
No, and
so
this
do
year in
you have,
particular.
yes, yes, of course.
Yeah,
So do you have employees or who helps you in your business
yeah.
on a regular basis?
I don't have any employees. That was one thing that I just haven't done. I've been able to manage it all myself, and I think I've
Hmm.
subconsciously decided that this is where I want it to be. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I
Now,
mean, I do
do you
wrestle
feel
with that
like you
too.
resist pressure? Because, I sometimes feel in what I do that, there's all, people are always talking about growing and,
Hmm.
getting all the people and your
Right,
team. And, it's like, it's kind of like, yeah, that sounds really great. But I think, as you just mentioned, you can have a successful, profitable business without
right.
all that extra stuff
Hmm.
if you want to. And it
Right.
sounds like you feel more comfortable and you feel like, I think
Mhm.
our businesses should make us happy.
Yes,
And if,
definitely.
5 or 10 employees and all the bells and whistles don't make you happy, like what's the point, right?
Exactly. I mean, at some point, I definitely want one or two to help me out. This year, honestly, it was a banging year going right into March, and I was seriously thinking about bringing somebody on, and then everything came to a halt, and I was kind of glad that I didn't have anybody, responsible for. So I don't know what's going to happen in the future. I'm not saying no to bringing in help. I definitely want to keep growing. This year is just, it's so up in the air. I'm just kind of taking every day as it comes. It's
Which is
just
kind of what
nothing's
we have to
predictable
do.
right now.
We have to
Yeah.
take every day as it comes anyway.
That's right.
Yeah, so you had a defined shift, obviously, in March, as we all did. Um,
Yes.
but so what you're saying is you envision that after this is over, and who knows
Hmm.
what, I'm saying that in general terms, like who knows what that means. But after
Right.
this is quote unquote over, you are going to be looking to bringing on some staff.
I mean, I might. I'm
Okay,
looking.
okay,
Yeah. I'm
you're
keeping that.
considering it.
I'm considering it. It all depends
Mm-hmm.
on where the business goes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Being
Yeah.
primarily a supplier to the spa industry and
Right.
going through what they're going through right now, I just have to be patient
Mm-hmm.
and not really think about that part of it right now. I'm just
Mm-hmm.
kind of, forging ahead.
Right.
And
Right.
it's been tough, honestly. I mean, this has been a
Yeah.
challenging 3, 4 months for sure.
Yeah.
Not just for
Yeah.
me, but for a lot of people. Um, so yeah,
Wow.
I
Yes.
did join. I joined 2 new spa associations, and I presented
Oh,
at one of them.
excellent.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I
how
have a
exciting.
all through Zoom, of course. And
Of course.
the end of the month, I'll be presenting to the Colorado Spa Association,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
kind of expanding a little bit,
Yeah.
expanding my reach. So
Well, that's such a great way to expose your products to people and
right.
yourself as well, is to just, share with them.
Yes,
Let them
exactly.
get
It's
to know
important.
you. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's
it's a
right.
great way to drum up new business and also to share what you love and to meet like-minded people and to
That's right.
find out all the great spas we all need to go to.
Yes,
And
of
plus, you
course.
can also use it to get guests for your show. Like there's a
Oh,
million
yeah.
different things that that
I
you could
know.
use those opportunities for. That's so exciting. So, Lisa, let's talk for a minute as we close out to
Mhm.
our our entrepreneurs who are either new or
Okay.
COVID terrified. Like,
Oh.
they're just
Mhm.
like, what words of wisdom and advice? I mean, after 16 years in business, I mean, you've been through, Great
Right.
Recession. I mean, you've been through so many things. Like, what sorts of advice and a little bit of tips can you
Hmm.
share with our listeners who are a little,
Yeah. It really depends on where their focus is. I think if I were starting out right now, brand new, I would completely focus on retail sales online because from everything that people are saying, those have exploded. So I would focus on that. I'm not sure
let
if
me
that
let me
looks like.
ask you, do you think
Mhm.
you'd be saying that if it was March before COVID?
No, I wouldn't have. I mean, of
Okay.
course, it's
All
it's
right.
always good. It's always
Okay.
good to sell retail, but my
Mm-hmm.
personal, my business and my focus has always
Mm-hmm.
been on the wholesale side.
Right. Right.
Um, and so, but I think, starting out right now, if you're brand new, that's where I
Mm-hmm.
would go. I would
Okay.
look at
Okay.
Etsy, I would look at Amazon, I would look at your own website, I would,
Mm-hmm.
do all the things that all these young new
Mm-hmm.
business owners are doing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, you know how that is. Instagram, definitely take advantage of that. Maybe TikTok too. Who knows where
TikTok.
that's going to be
Yeah.
going? But yeah, but that's super popular.
Yeah. Yeah. So you would suggest starting out just direct to consumers at this point in time. And I know if we listen to this a year from now, maybe totally different. Um, but so how much of what you enjoy doing fits into that? Like for some people, and I've talked with so many of them, like selling direct to consumers, like I have to do video and I have to do all these things and I have to be so present to do that because consumers kind of, you want to go where they are. And where are they? They're on TikTok. They're in all these places that you just mentioned. So how do you help someone who feels like, yeah, it sounds really great, but I'm not techie and I'm not comfortable on camera. Like, do you have things that you can say to encourage people in those positions?
Right. Well, I think that's the good point there. You don't have to do all the things, all the technology platforms. Pick the ones that you're most comfortable with, that you think your customers are on, and just do that. Because first of all, you don't have to be super technologically savvy. Facebook is so easy. So is Instagram, and YouTube. I mean, those are very basic platforms that really anyone can use. And your customers probably are using one of the two, Facebook or Instagram or both. So I definitely would just start with those. And Shopify is a super simple platform for website designs. They have great templates that are easy to use.
Is
You
that
can
what you
create your own.
use? Do you use Shopify?
I do.
Did you
Yep,
did,
I
did you
do.
design it yourself or did you have help?
I did have someone purchase the template and then tweak it. But you really don't even need that, honestly. The websites
Really?
are yeah, they're pretty comprehensive and very easy to navigate.
What
They've
are
come a
some of
long
the
way.
best plugins that you use? Like what plugins
Mm.
on Shopify do you use that you recommend?
Let's see, I use Shippo for shipping. That's a good one. I don't really use a lot of plugins, honestly. I don't really need a lot. I just picked a template and oh gosh, I'd have to go back and look at the apps that I use.
Oh, that's
And
okay.
Instagram.
Shippo's a good one. I've heard really good things about that. What'd you say about Instagram?
I use what do I use? InstaFeed or one of the
Oh
Instagram
yeah.
apps.
That like
Yeah,
feeds your Instagram feed through your website so people can see all the pretty pictures.
right. Yes,
Yeah, that's
exactly.
nice.
Yeah, and then there's quick announcement bar that you can put on the top of your website when you have something new or you want something to highlight, like free
Mm-hmm.
shipping or
Mm-hmm.
you know. So and then product reviews. You should always have product reviews.
Oh,
you know.
okay. So when people go to buy like this lavender scrub that we're going to be giving away, for example, they can
Mhm.
see on that page reviews by real people who have purchased and used the product and their feedback.
Right. Ideally, that's the
Awesome.
way it is. These are new products, so I don't have any reviews on there yet,
Hmm.
but that'll
But
be
you have
changing.
some reviews for that lemon verbena.
I do.
I know you have at least one
Oh yeah. Oh,
because
thank you.
because I know I couldn't wait to get up there because I really dig that scent. It's such a beautiful. The lavender
Oh,
is
thank
good
you.
too, let me tell you, because I have it right here and we're going to be
Yeah.
giving this jar away. But
Hmm.
I love well, I love all the scents really. I've tried the eucalyptus before as well, which is lovely. Your
Hmm.
line is just beautiful. It's just
Oh, thank
really
you.
beautiful. It's not overwhelming. I can go to the website and I'm not have to sort through 100 pages to get to
Right.
something that I like. I can just go, I'm feeling chocolatey today, and I'll
Hmm.
get this, or just buy the whole chocolate collection, right? Which is easy to do because it's only 4 products. So
Yes,
um,
exactly.
yeah, and I just think
Yeah.
that is so wise. It's just so wise,
Well, thank
because
you.
it helps your customers stay focused, because we
Right.
are so distracted today, and it also helps
Hmm.
you, as you mentioned
It
earlier
does.
in your production. So
Yeah.
Lisa, tell us where to follow you,
Mm,
and where should we follow you, and any specials or
sure.
things that you have coming up.
Oh, okay. Well, you can follow me on wildAirSkincare.com, and that's the website. You can sign up for the newsletter, which I don't inundate you. That's for sure. And then also on Facebook, wildAirSkincare.com. Facebook, I'm sorry, facebook.com/wildAirSkincare.
Right.
And Instagram as well, Twitter, and also email info@wildAirSkincare.com.
Awesome. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Lisa, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your story, some of your tips and ideas. And I love that short list of Shopify plugins. That was very useful. You guys will have to make sure we drop those in the show notes so you can check them out. And
Great.
we look forward to being able to travel to New England, go to some
Yes.
cranberry bogs with you, and that
Mhm.
lavender farm, and really just in the meantime, we will just have the experience through your products. Thank you so much for sharing with us
Well,
today.
thank you. I really appreciate everything that you do, Donna Maria. Thank
Thank you,
you.
Lisa. It's a pleasure to serve you. We'll talk to you soon.
Take care.
Bye
Bye.
bye. Well, I hope this episode of the Indie Business Podcast left you inspired, motivated, and excited about the future of your small business. Let's quickly review 3 of the significant insights Lisa and I discussed today. Number 1, don't make everything. Lisa confirms that you cannot be all things to all people. She has purposefully narrowly defined her product line. Everyone has ideas and suggestions, but you have to stick to your target audience and your brand. Otherwise, you're headed for disorganization and possible financial loss. Number 2, a shift to Facebook Live. Lisa has always wanted to use video to highlight some of her spa customers, and COVID-19 has provided a great opportunity to do that. With video tours of spas using Facebook Live, Lisa can simultaneously highlight her spa products and her clients. This is a great pandemic pivot. Since spa owners are having a difficult time attracting customers these days, the additional lift of a live video, it helps them, and it also showcases the fact that some great spas carry the Wild Air line. Number 3, intentionality is key. Lisa's business has been steady for years because she's been focused on serving a very specific niche. When she adds a new product to her line, it is the result of a well thought out strategy and not a reaction to an off the cuff customer remark or something a magazine says is hot and trendy. For example, because Lisa has had to pivot a bit to accommodate COVID-19, her newest products, the first she's launched in years, Lavender Sugar Scrub and Lavender Body Butter, are specific responses to COVID-19 and consumers' love for lavender. Lavender is not a scent that Lisa's spa buyers have expressed much of an interest in, but due to a need to boost consumer sales to make up for pandemic-induced losses of spa business, Lisa added lavender scented products because that's what consumers were asking for. Well, if you like this episode, be sure to share it with someone you know and help spread the word. This podcast is all about the revolution, the indie business revolution, where people are breaking the mold of traditional entrepreneurship and creating success on their own terms. I'm so excited to be on this journey with you. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, won't you do me the honor of rating this podcast? It helps me so much to know that you appreciate the amazing people and stories featured here on the Indie Business Podcast. You can also share episodes from my blog at indiebusinessnetwork.com to your favorite social media outlets. I will see you on the next episode of Indie Business Podcast. In the meantime, enjoy your life, build your business, and have your way.